I've got 3 likes already. How you doing? Apologies for those who wanted it in landscape. I just tried it and it just came up with, I've got to change my streaming settings. We'll do that. Anyway, I'm donning the white shirt, the away shirt tonight. It's one of my favourites actually. I like this. I don't wear it very often because I'm worried about getting it all stained. Anyway, let's get into it. Welcome to Fisherman's Blues. I'm Mike, the fisherman. This is my little YouTube channel. If you like what I do and you've got friends, tell them about me and get them involved. It's all about chat and everything everything to do with Ipswich and talking about the club and where we're going, what we're doing and how we're doing. So if you like what I do, like, subscribe. I will always do a post-match. So just get a little notification on the bell. That way you know if I'm doing a live stream or sometimes I'm just going to be able to do videos depending on where I am. Tonight I am home. I'm in my usual kitchen area with my beautiful wife's paintings behind me. If you want to have a look at them, look, there's one there. There's another one just there. You see, I just sort of like to show. I'm very proud of my wife's paintings. Lukey boy is in the house. How you doing, my man? Yeah, one of my work colleagues. Great lad. A Chelsea fan, but a great lad. So anyway, this is my channel. Let's talk about last night's game. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Where do we start with this one? Well, we start with the lineup, don't we? So we have Watford in goal, Furlong on the right, O'Shea and Cypre in the middle with Johnson on the left, Matasiwa and Jens Kajust in the midfield, something we'll get onto in a bit. And then we've got our Philogene, Akpom, Agelli and Hurst up front. So I was not very happy. Benjamin Dale, evening fisherman, still yet to be convinced by Kajust. Taylor has that additional urgency and grit. I think Kajust is too much of a lacklustre in periods of the game. I couldn't agree more. So I'm going to start off with some gripes. Changing the team. Why? Don't make sense. Good managers don't do this. You do not drop a player that was man of the match for the next game. If players can't play 3 games a week, then they should be professional footballers. I'm fed up of hearing it. I really am. Fed up of hearing of we need to change for the sake of change. This is not youth football. Not every player has to play. Yeah, Kieran? Not every player has to play, Kieran. You know? Get out of that stupid mindset because you're becoming a Ranieri. You're tinkering with the team too much. And it's really hurting us. It's hurting our chances of promotion. It's hurting the way it's demoralising the team. You could see that there were certain players, we'll get onto that in a bit as well, that were not... There's some players in this team that are just not up for the challenge, not up for the game. So obviously we go 15 minutes in. We didn't think we started great. You know, a bit of possession here and then bang. A great ball down our right, a bit of 1-2 with Watford and then Louser or Loser, depending on, I think their commentators call him Loser last night. But he wasn't a loser. He was by far probably Watford's best player. Bungs it in the back of the net. 1-0 down. And, yeah, it was just not a great goal to concede. Where was Jens Kajust on that? Where was our midfield? Where was Jens Kajust on that defending? Stood there just jogging back. I'm sorry, but a good friend of mine, Cruncher, summed it up. He is a luxury player and I am not convinced by him. I just cannot see how he gets ahead of Jack Taylor at the moment. And it's, for me, Jack Taylor has been he's like a new player. I thought when he came on the second half, I thought he did well. Okay, he should have hit the target, but I thought he did really well. So we got 1-0 down, and about 5 minutes later, a lovely ball by Cypre, and Jaden doing what he does best. And probably the only thing he did well in the whole game was roll off a defender, go in, place the ball, and we are 1-1. You think, right, okay. We 1-1 and we huff and puff to half time. You think, right, okay, second half, come out. Let's catch up with some chat here before we go into the second half. Martin Tebbit says, evening, Mike. The second half couldn't hit a barn door. Absolutely. Dreadful defending for their goal again. I couldn't agree more, Trevor. Benjamin Dale, that new contract for Taylor has done him the world of good. And you know what? I genuinely think that. I think Taylor, for me, this is the thing about players. Some players, yeah, they're good players, but they take time to get up to the level they need. And I think Taylor could very well be that. He's been with us now for a while, and I think he's got the opportunity to stamp himself as a first team player. But it doesn't help when the fiddler, as I'm calling him, not the Riddler, Batman and the fiddler, yeah, honestly, what is he doing? Stop fiddling with the bloody team. Play your strongest 11. If they're not playing, whatever. I mean, we had some free kicks. £100 says that Nunes had been on the pitch that took one of those. It's an absolute nightmare. It drives me up the wall. There's no need for changes. You know what I mean? I know that Leif Davis was a bit of obviously an injury, so we don't know when he's back. So obviously it's a bit of a, but the situation is that, we turned over QPR, we beat West Brom, and a player that's man of the match gets dropped. It's psychologically demoralising, and then you saw. I mean, when was the last time you see two Ipswich Town players falling out on the pitch in front of everybody? Something's not right there. That should not be happening. Should not be happening at this club. Something obviously said between Matty Siwa and Jaden, because there was a bit at the end when Kieran was telling Matty Siwa just to leave it, just whatever. Well, there's something seriously wrong. For me, Jaden is too petulant. He's a good footballer. He can offer. So if he just take his petulance out, and his body language doesn't look great. Now, it doesn't mean to say he's not working hard. It just means he's not looking great. So, Charlie, hello, Charlie. How you doing? I'm gonna regret we're not replacing Delap. If we had a clinical finisher, we could have won that 3 or 4-1. We've said it. We knew after the Southampton game in the Premier League we were going down. And what happened? We knew Delap. We knew. Look, I think every Town fan with any brain knew that Delap would end up going into the season, but we never replaced him. And that, there was players that we could have brought in and should have brought in, but we didn't. And that's really hurt us, I think, in this league. Trevor says, can we talk about Azon? So many chances. Will he ever score? Plenty of effort, but can't hit a barn door. We will get on to Azon in a minute. So, obviously, we go into the second half. And I thought we started off poor. Once again, give us 100 million and you can have him back. Yeah, I like it, Luke. I like it. But then, so we huffed and puffed, and we just didn't. There was no creativity coming from our midfield. And then obviously substitutes happen, and and it's just like Azon comes on, and look, he had 2 good chances. One, I mean, as on, is he Spanish or what is he? Where's his nationality? But I honestly think that these foreign players don't head the ball. They can't hit the ball. I think a lot of that's down to the fact that they're not trained. In that format, they literally play football with their feet. They don't header the ball. And I can tell you now, if Hurst had missed those chances, he would have had pelters. Now, as on works hard, no two ways about it. Does he need a goal? Yeah, I would argue he could probably need a goal. But I do think that our mistake was not getting a decent number 9 in that, to fit our system in the window. When we all knew we were down in Southampton, even most of the players probably knew that. Charlie says, Ashton said we would recruit different types of players, in words, more physical players, and that happened yesterday. We were bullied by Watford's centre halves. Absolutely. Kia doesn't approve of this channel. Okay, well, absolutely. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, so for me, what Charlie just said there, like I said, Taylor does offer that little bit of bite. He's got something about him. Jens Kajust, too lightweight. And it really annoyed me. And Azon, missing them 2 chances. I don't know that had a chance, but he had to take it first time because B was being closed down. But environmental lover Nima, hello Grandpa, thank you very much. I like to be called Grandpa because I am a granddad of 4 beautiful children, all girls. I'm waiting for a boy. I think they should, it'd be nice if I became a granddad with a I have a grandson. I've got 3 girls at the moment, 4 girls at the moment. That's like, wow. So anyway, back to football. And like I said, football isn't hard. Can I call you Grandpa? You can call me Grandpa, Luke. That doesn't bother me, mate. Honestly, you know that. I get called worse by you at work. Let's be fair. So I think this is where this is where I am with football, right? There's 3 ways you can really hurt a team or get through a team or get past a team, yeah? To give you chances of scoring goal, yeah? You can go through them, pass through the team, which is what we do. When we do it well, we do it really well. When we do it badly, we do it really badly. You can go round a team by using the wingers, playing it wide and using the wing play to go round the team. Or you can go over the team, and that's playing long ball, Liverpool have got that off to a T. They go round, they go through, and they go over. Man City do the same now. That's why I think Haaland was brought in, because I don't think Haaland would have been brought if he'd have been Barcelona, because Barcelona never played round teams. They played through teams. They were that good. So for me, I think, there's times when we can play. There's my old mate Martin from Talking Town. Another great podcast, guys, if you want to watch that. That's a lovely, good channel, that. But yeah, so I think, good managers will develop their team around that philosophy, and that's to, go through them, go round them, go over them. Obviously, we play sweeper keeper now. Every team plays sweeper keeper. Again, it's not a new thing. Sweeper keeper, the Italians invented that. They used to play 3-5-2, and the keeper used to sweep up behind the 3 centre backs. So it's not like it's a new thing. Everybody thinks that Pep Guardiola invented this football. Parsamou, Liverpool did that in the 80s. It's just football just goes round and round in fashion. And I think the problem is with McKenna, he only knows how to manage one way. We have this situation where he's very stuck in the way. It's very stuck in the way he wants to play the game. Now we have the players and we have the ability to pass through teams, but we can't do it slowly. Charlie says, Walton so slow to release the ball. 95 minutes, drawing 1-1, and we faff about with it and allow Watford's players to get back into position. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what? I wanted to throw my remote control at Teddy last night when Walton picked that ball up and just stood there. I could have killed him. Talking Town says, to be fair, Walton's always been slow at releasing the ball. Matt calls him two touch for a release. Charlie, absolutely. It's very true. You know, I've said it once. I've said it a few times. I think Walton's probably a League One goalkeeper at best. I don't think he's, he's covering, but we needed Palmer back. It's very frustrating when we're passing backwards where we should be at least playing a long ball into the channels, long ball into the crowd the penalty area, crowd the area with a few players. We've got nothing to lose. We're drawing 1-1. Let's just chuck the kitchen sink. So who wants Calamity Muric back? Oh dear God, no. But from what I've been reading, though, he's been having a good season wherever he is. I can't think where he's gone now, but he's been having a decent season. Look, I'm sure there's a good keeper in there somewhere, but oh my days, he was horrendous. But I mean, like I said, we needed a number 9. Perhaps we should have got Driller 9, or maybe Raheem Harper. But yeah, so yeah, that was a God, dear God. Anyway, KK says, "What's your team?" Ipswich. Says it right now. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think last night was a poor draw. It was frustrating. It was. No, I'm not taking the mickey, KK. You absolutely right. You asked. I'm just favourite team Ipswich since I was about 4 years old. So, and I'm 56. That's 52 years old. 52 years of supporting this club. Yes, do you know what? There was, I see a few comments on socials last night, Charlie. Charlie says, maybe controversial to some fans, but Kipre would make a great captain. KK dedicated, absolutely. I can't always get to games because of work and everything. Oh, Discord got receipts. Yeah, I know. But yeah, there was talk about Matt Seaward, the way he handled Philogene. There was because Philogene was just. But I tell you what, right? I tell you what I was impressed with last night. Have we found our surprise left back? Because I thought Greaves was brilliant. I've given him some belters. I'm telling you, some pelters, because I don't think he's a particularly great centre back. But what I will say, I thought he was very, very good when he came on as left back. So Kieran McKenna, if you watch this, probably won't, but if you watch this, for Christ's sake, give him a go, because if Davis is out, I think Greaves could certainly do a job. Left-footed, gets up and down the pitch, got a bit of physicality as well, can defend. He must be able to defend that left-hand side. So stick him on the left-hand side. Let's give him a go there, because I don't think Johnson really gave the same outlet as Leaf. Last night was very frustrating. He's put a bit of a downer on a good couple of results, West Brom and QPR. And now, like I said, at home, you really got to win your home games. And there's a worrying stat, actually. Have we beaten anyone in the top 6 at the moment that currently sits in the top 6? The teams we've played above us, is it? I don't think we've beaten any of the teams above us. I just think Norwich is better. Yeah, look, Norwich is better. Yeah. I'm sure they are, but so are Arsenal better than Chelsea. That's all I've got to say. Egali impressed me with the most passing, crossing, and dribbling ability. Is already impressive. He's only 19. Reminds me a lot of the player like Eze or Elise. Yeah, to be fair, but we've got to be careful because he's a young player. We don't want to hype him up too much. We don't want him to sort of put too much pressure on him. I want him just to go out there and play. But we need a creative 10 and a creative number midfielder. We need a player that can put themselves about, get up and down the pitch. Taylor is that midfielder that suits Machisiwa, right? Because Machisiwa can defend. Taylor can get forward. He's scored plenty of goals before, and he can defend as well, and he puts himself about, and he can create. Nunes, clearly a creative midfielder or a creative number 10, far better. And how the... Oh, my days. I'll tell you what wound me up last night, apart from the referee, right? The one player that peed me off last night, excuse my French, no, I'm not going to say it. How the hell did Akpom get man of the match? There we are. I mean, wow. Absolute wow. What did he... I don't know what he did. He's been quite poor since he started. Ben says, Greaves was quality. We had no pace up front, so we also had to go out wide. We looked good as a team, but with no finishers. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. January window. Come December, will we be in top 6? Oh, right, I couldn't tell you. The trouble is, we just don't know what McKenna's going to do. Taylor? Did someone say Taylor? They did, Martin. They did. And Taylor has been a revelation. Absolutely. Sky Blue Army. Coventry City Football Club. Hey, any fans are welcome in here. You are flying this season. I'm not going to lie. Lampard's doing an amazing job there. I've got you for automatic promotion. If you can continue your form, you are going up, and you're going up to the Premier League. Very good side. I know you had a bit of a blip against Wrexham, but Wrexham are not no pushovers. They're on a crest of a wave. But Coventry City, no. Yeah, I think you're going to go up this season. And then it's just going to be a case of informed team. Stoke City at the moment, look how they're doing. They're doing really well at the moment. So it's very difficult to see any other team sort of snip that second place, because I think Coventry are the team to beat. I know it's early days still, and they could go on an amazing run and amazing loss and have a bad time, but I just can't see it. Ipswich will get playoffs. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Ranjit. I really do. I think Ipswich are going to be at most playoffs. I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have enough about us or enough in the team, and I'm not sure. I'm struggling to understand what McKenna's doing with the team. We do have a holding midfielder, Luke. We have Matty Siwa, who's a very good holding midfielder. His stats last season were one of the best in Europe. The problem is with a holding mid, you've got to have someone that's forward thinking. Jens Kajus is not going to score a goal as long as I've got a hole in my arse. I can't see it. Whereas Jack Taylor or someone like that could chip in with your goals. Remember, Morsey, you won't know Morsey, Luke, but Ipswich Town fans will. Morsey chipped in with a few goals, and when he did, Luongo sat back and became the holding mid when Morsey went forward. So the reality is that, I'm not massively down about yesterday, but I'm more annoyed. And what is the referee about? That referee, wow. There was tackles flying here, there, and everywhere, and it's like he left his bloody cards in the bloody dressing room in the first half. And then, look, I don't like seeing a player get red card, but that tackle was a yellow card offence. If he hadn't been booked, he'd have booked him for that. So it is 2 yellow cards, and it's just, and it was just, I mean, look, Watford bullied us in some areas. They were more physical than us. And I thought they were decent in the first half. So, and if we had a striker that actually could finish his dinner, then maybe we would have done better. Coventry aside, it's a very average championship this season. I have to agree there, because I mean, you look at the 3 sides that have come down: Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. Ipswich are the ones at the moment are doing okay, but we're not exactly pulling up trees, are we? Established Premier League, established Championship sides like Coventry, like Middlesbrough, like Stoke, like Charlton. I mean, Charlton, they've been doing well recently. They've become established Championship sides, and they know the league. They've whereas Ipswich, we got rid of our promotion winning side that done so well in so well in promotion season, that now we've got a dolly mixture of players, some of which should and could and would be quality. I mean, Smodic hasn't. How many goals has Smodic scored since he's been with us? How many goals has Clark scored? I know he's doing well this season, but this season is the only one so far. And we are struggling to score goals. Is Agelli going to come in and start chipping in with goals? It's very frustrating that we are not chipping in with the goals. So Ben says, Watford number 10, loser or louser, how you pronounce it. It was class, to be fair. Very impressed. Oh, do you know what I was actually? Man, he was probably, if we're going to go player of the match, I think he was probably it. I think he was here, there and everywhere. And yeah, Trevor said, if we don't make it this season, next year could be much harder. It will be much harder. If we don't make it this year, Kieran's 100% gone. Josh Hillhurst, what's your opinion on about turtles? They swim. Rather have a tortoise. I've got a tortoise. His name's George. Well, that's not mine. It's my wife's. I bought him, and he was literally about the size of my palm. Yeah. Now he's like that. Big old beast he is now. So yeah, how do we get on the tortoises? Cool. Tortoises, turtles. Shane Griffin, good evening, my man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So yeah. Last night wasn't great. I will say I felt the ground was a bit more noisy yesterday. So well done to the fans, home fans. Eric Clacton, you know what, chap? I've saying it I've been saying it nearly every other game. Changing the team every 5 minutes is not helping. I won't have it that players can't play 3 games a week. I think, what was it, in UEFA Cup season, one of them players, 2 of them players played 70, 80 games a season that season, or 70 games a season, something silly like that. My good friend Colin would know that stat. He knows everything there is to know about Ipswich. Graham Tate, he might know as well. Both of them lads actually have wrote books, actually. So, yeah, Adventures of a Tractor Boy and Collins. Oh, Christ, Colin, you're going to kill me. I can't think. That could be one of the, I can't think what they are. My memory's terrible. But both books are good. I enjoyed them both. The only thing I would say really is we got Swansea at the weekend. Away. Will Burgess be fit for that? Yeah. He's going to be up for it. He's not going to let much happen. He knows how McKenna plays. I think it's time we do a prediction. I'll tell you what, let's give some players' scores. So for me, Walton, 6, didn't do much. I'd have given him a 7 for a couple of these, but when he held that ball up, he dropped a point for me, 6. Furlong, a steady 7. O'Shea, steady 7. Cypre, 7. Johnson a 6. Didn't think he did very well. Matasiwa, man of the match, 8.5. Cajuiced, 4. I thought he was poor. Akpom, 5. Ageli got a good start. He said he's 7. Jaden Philogene, when he's good, he's brilliant. When he's bad, he's shocking. 6 for him, and that's only because he scored a goal. I would have given him a 5 otherwise. Hurst, he had got no much service, had he? Didn't get much service, not like he did against QPR. So for me, I don't blame him too much. A 7, and then the subs came on. Thought Nunes, Taylor, as on. Well, we've got to keep a steady side. And Jack Taylor's been playing well. You shouldn't be dropping him. You don't drop a man of the match performance for the next game. You just don't do it. So for me, Kieran McKenna gets a 5 for his somewhat disappointing lineup and somewhat disappointing setup the way we played yesterday, because I'm getting a little bit fed up of slowing the ball down all the time. If we really want to win this league, we're going to have to speed things up, like we did against QPR. Bloody hell. We really passed that ball. There was some crisp passing, some really good crisp passing, even from O'Shea, who I didn't think had a particularly great game. But we've got to speed things up. We really have. And I think if we do that, we might start winning. But as for chat, predictions, come on then. Predictions, Swansea Ipswich, that's the next game. Is Azon much improvement on Ali Hamady? No, I would say not. I think Hamady might have scored that goal. So we need some predictions in the chat now. Let's have it. Let's have some predictions for the old Swansea game. And I shall be back on Sunday for that. So, looking forward to seeing what. Anyway, for me, I'm going 2-1 Town. I think we could do it. I think we're better away from home. We are at home at the moment. So for me, 2-1 Town. Trevor says 2-2. The old Desmond Tutu. Yeah. Eric says Swansea 2-2. Graham Tate 1-2 Town. Agrees with me. Shane says the same as you, Mike. I hope we get a result, because I think we need it after last night's disappointing poor draw. So, Dominic, how you doing, buddy? It's lovely to see you in the chat. As for me, that's me done for this evening. Not much to Charlie, says 3-1. I went for 3-2 against Watford and I got let down. So I'm going 2-1 for 2-1 Town, Swansea. 2-1 to Town. I think I'm going to call this. I think Ageli, if he plays, if he keeps the same team, we're going to lose. There's my old mate, Dwayne. Thanks, mate. We're going to lose. Cambridge United fan there again in the chat, boys. So for me, I'm going to go 2-1 Ipswich. And I think Ageli's going to score. I think Hurst will bang one other one in. So, Ben, you're going for another 1-1 draw. Let's not have another poor draw. We can't have a poor draw. I don't like poor draws. You know that, Charlie, do you know what? You just took the words right out of my mouth. Burge is going to score for them, written in the stars. You know it is. We're going to get corner. Burgess is just going to plough through the defence and go, wow, bomb. Now, will Burgess celebrate? That'll be interesting. Anyway, as for me, I'm done. Remember, I'm not the only podcast around. You've got Blue Monday, Kings of Anglia, Talking Town, Where the Town Walk, Suffolk Crunch, many more. If you enjoy your football, like, subscribe, come and join my channel. I'll talk all football, as we've had like tonight, Coventry fans in and whatever. I don't mind any fans come in here, can have a chat. Even the Norwich fans, there we are. I'm feeling sorry for you. I'm being a bit generous tonight. You can have you can come in and join the chat. Yeah. And we can talk about a club that's doing okay. Yeah. Big game tonight, which I'm going to go and watch. I'm going to watch it. Can you? I'm going to watch it. Not to see Norwich win, to see Sheffield United beat them. That's how I am. Anyway, I'm the Fisherman. This is Fisherman's Blues. Like, subscribe. Until next time, thank you very much for everybody in the chat, for chatting. Thank you for everyone for joining in. Until next time, I will see you soon. Absolutely, Dean. Núñez must start.